What is up, guys, and welcome to Adventure Archaeology. If you're new to the channel, my name is Brandon and I'm going to be your host today. We're going to be in this creek right here behind us searching for valuable antique bottles. Some bottles here in the state of Alabama can be worth thousands of dollars, and you would never think that, but I'm hoping that we'll find a couple of good ones today where I can show them to you. Also, if you're not new to the channel, you may be taking notice of this mustache that's going on here. It's getting out of hand. I've got a bet going with myself that I'm not going to shave this mustache off until I find a Hutchinson style bottle. I'm hoping today's that day. My wife's hoping that it's not. For some reason, she really loves it. I'm ready to shave it off though. It's a little bit hot and I'm tired of it getting in my food. So we'll just see what happens. Without any further ado though, let's go see what we can find. All right, I see a couple bottles right here. Can't tell if they're gonna be whole or not. Let's find out together. That was just a Chericola with a sheared lip, sadly. A nice big heel nick from Birmingham. That one's not as valuable as some. And right there, looks like there's two more Chericolas, of which there's not going to be much value because they're both busted to pieces too. Regardless, we'll get them out of the water where nobody will step on them. And obviously they don't belong here. So let's keep going, see what else we can find up here. See another bottle right there. Can't tell if it's old or not yet. I figured, oh, it's broken. It is an older one though. There's been another Chericola. Let's keep going. There's gotta be a whole one in here someplace. Looks like I was right. There's another bottle right here. I kicked it out with my foot because I didn't know if it was whole before I reached in there, but it sure enough looks like it's gonna be whole. That is a Chericola. Oh no, it's not whole. It does have some lip damage up there. Let's see where it was from. This one was from Columbus, Georgia. That's where Chericola originated. This is a nice bottle that's right around 100 plus years old, right around 1915-ish. And that's okay. It's still worth keeping even though it's got a little bit of lip damage, and it is a pretty common bottle because it is a piece of history and obviously doesn't belong in the creek, just like I said earlier. Let's keep going and see if we can come up with some more. I just picked this guy up right here. This is a nice pictorial Art Deco bottle from Birmingham with a line on it. You can see that it says Surprise. You can see Birmingham, Alabama on the bottom. Sadly, it's broken. But do y'all know how cool of a whiskey glass this is going to be? This is going to be one of the most awesome whiskey glasses that I've ever found. I can't wait to see once this thing's cleaned up, cut and ground to perfection up at the top. Man, I'm excited to have that. I know it sounds crazy to be so excited about a broken bottle, but man, I just know this thing's going to have an awesome life. I don't know how it's possible, but I've been in these Alabama creeks for many, many years. And I've never seen leeches till the last few months. That's a leech right there. Let's see if I can get him reaching up. Yeah, you can see him. Look at that thing. Holy crap. Wigs me out because today I'm wearing waders, but I have been in here without waders before. And that's a pretty good sized sucker right there. Quite literally. Just snagged another deco right under this bridge right here. This would have been a Orange Crush, another one from Birmingham, Alabama, probably from about the 1920s or 30s. There again, it is broken. However, this will be another awesome whiskey glass. So, on days like today, you may not be finding a ton of whole bottles, but we are finding a ton of history that a lot of people would just walk right over and leave behind. We're kind of killing two birds with one stone. We're cleaning up the local waterways, and at the same time, we're upcycling this history into something to where it can be enjoyed again. All right, I see a neck of a bottle right here. Can't tell if it's gonna be whole yet. Let's find out together. It feels pretty solid. Oh, it is solid. And then it's another Chero, except for this one doesn't have any lip damage. And this one's from Birmingham, which makes it even better to me than the Columbus, Georgia one. So heck yeah, guys. We finally got a whole one after picking up a bunch of pieces. Just shows you persistence often pays off. Just have to have the patience to make it happen. We got a Pepsi right here underneath the next bridge and a golf ball. This is going to be one of the ones that were in between being only embossed and being color labeled, or apply color labeled. ACL is what a lot of the collectors call them. It's not super valuable, not worth a ton of money, but it doesn't belong in here, and it's probably at least 60 years old if I had to guess. There again, I have a hard time dating these Pepsi bottles after you get past the 20s just because there are so many different variations. So people ask me every week, how many snakes do I see during the summertime here in Alabama? My answer is almost every trip. And that's because of these reeds right here. They hide the wildlife very well. I just saw a rather large box turtle slip off that rock over there he landed upside down and he was kind of struggling. I was gonna go flip him over, and he had a giant leech on the back of the turtle shell. So I guess that guy was just kind of catching a ride, because it's not like he was sucking any blood on his shell. Kind of interesting, because I've never seen that before either. I just wish these leeches would go away. I can handle the snakes. I don't like the leeches though. All right, so we swapped spots. We're in creek number 2 for today. This spot right here has housed a couple of straight side cokes in the past. It's been a little while since I've been here. Starting to see more and more of these reeds like this in creeks in Alabama. This year has been an exceptionally hot summer, and I have to think that that has something to do with the leeches that I'm seeing, as well as the overgrowth of this, I don't know what kind of weed it is, but it's definitely affecting my visibility, being able to see stuff. This spot right here though never really gets deep, which is nice. Makes it where I can see a ton. There is a lot of modern trash, however, because it does run right through the center of town. So I'll get back with y'all if I find something cool here in the next few minutes. Just picked this little guy up right here. This is a McCormick & Company. This is probably from the late teens or early 20s. It does have a little bit of a shoulder nick right there. It's a pretty common bottle, but it's the age that we're looking for. And maybe that means there's a soda hide in here just waiting on me to pick it up. We'll have to find out. Just got this guy right here. This is a Whitmore Boston USA. I believe that's a shoe polish if I remember correctly. Not what we're looking for. I am starting to see more glass right here. A lot of it looks like it's from about the 40s or 50s. So this is a little bit earlier. Let's see if that heel's got any identifying marks on it. So that looks like a good or a decent piece right there. It's pretty thick. Makes you think that there's a soda just waiting to be found, like I said a while ago, but man, it's just not happening. I'll say this, a while ago, right on the other side of that limb right there was a deer, and it was drinking, and it didn't see me, and I come around the corner and it jumped, and it scared me a little bit because I didn't see it at first either. And then all I saw was the whitetail kind of bound up and over the bank over there. So there's a lot of wildlife around here, even though we're close to the city, as you can hear. I think I am going to try and walk back upstream a little bit and see if I can go the other direction and find something there. I know that we stay in the water a lot more than we dig, and if you watched last week's dig video, you may or may not realize how bad 3 out of 4 of us got poison ivy. Pretty bad. You probably can't see on my arm, but it absolutely tore me, Randy, and Clayton up. Apparently Tristan is not allergic, and he is very fortunate, but me, Randy, and Clayton all got it on our faces. We all had our eyes just about swelled shut, as well as on our arms. And the reason for that is we looked where we were digging at, and we did see the ivy that was climbing the tree. However, what we didn't take into account was, I guess, the root system that was in the ground where we were digging at. So we were all incredibly lit up and itchy for the past 10 days. It's not a fun time, and it was apparently very, very potent, because it usually takes me 2 to 3 days to break out with poison ivy or oak. This showed up within a matter of hours. I'm talking about like 8 hours, and I was full blown broke out and miserable. Waking up in the middle of the night itching is never fun. But that's one of the reasons we stay in the water. The other reason is just how hot it is down here. We have just had those record-breaking temperatures all year long. Triple digits is absolutely nothing to blink at, so to speak, but the humidity levels have just been unreal this year as well. It's so bad that you walk outside, and if you wear glasses, your glasses are going to instantly fog up. The rest of the time it's just hard to breathe, just because it's just that miserable. So to say that I'm ready for fall would be an understatement. I'm beyond ready for fall. Starting to see some tires, getting closer to where the buildings are up here. I will tell you this, there is a big graveyard right up there too. That's another reason I like walking this creek, because of the graveyard being close by. That's one of the signature marks for finding an old dump site, is you're always looking for water, and usually an old graveyard, because they put the dump and the dead in the same area, because they were both diseased back then. You see a Coke bottle right there. Let's see how old you are. It's just gonna be a patent office from Birmingham, Alabama. This one's not gonna be nearly as old as what we would like to find, even though it is complete. And we will take it out of here because it doesn't belong in the water. I was sure hoping that was gonna be either a 1915 or a 1923 variant. that's not how things shook out. So in other news, we are about to break 500,000 followers on Facebook. I'm absolutely astounded and blown away by the amount of interest that's been shown on the Facebook page. YouTube is still my baby, and it's still my favorite place to upload videos because people here are more than likely going to watch a longer video. It seems like on Facebook everything's geared towards 3 and 4 minute videos, and that's not necessarily my style. It takes me longer to tell a story than some, and that could be part of the reason why I haven't grown as fast on YouTube, is sticking with the long form stuff. But I just don't think I can do the content and the history justice by doing short form content on here. Y'all let me know what you think about that in the comments below. Would you like to see some short form content, or would you like to see my videos become even longer, maybe 20 and 30 minutes? I've asked this before, and a lot of people said longer content, and that's generally speaking, that's what I'm leaning towards doing on YouTube, is sticking with the longer form stuff. But I just like polling the audience occasionally and making sure that I'm doing what everybody likes to see. All right, instead of a traditional wrap up, I'm going to show y'all a project that I'm working on. Take a look at this. So I have officially broke ground on what's going to be the new home to Adventure Archaeology. This is going to be a small studio / warehouse that is going to give me some much needed room. I do not have a place to store all of my bottles currently, and they are scattered between carports and my shed and my office and what's supposed to be the guest room in the house. So my wife is excited as well. This is going to be a 30 by 40 building with a 10 by 10 office built in where I'm going to do my editing. The rest of it's going to have space for me to be able to develop the bottle tumbler setups that I was telling y'all about, as well as housing some of the bottles that we find, because they're just scattered everywhere, like I said. Right now, my tumblers and everything are running out of this shed right over here to the right. So it's going to be a much needed upgrade. I'm excited that we've finally broke ground on it. I do have some trees and stuff to remove. We got to get the concrete poured, but I'm hoping that before December, this will be complete, and y'all will have a really cool place to hang out with me whenever we do live streams and stuff like that. So if you are new to the channel and you enjoyed what we did today, please be sure that you're subscribed, and we'll catch you guys in the next adventure.